Welcome back. In this video, we are going to step-by-step walk through the process of creating this naval cannon. So we're going to split this up into two different sections. The first section we want to do will be the actual wagon portion, and then the second video we will be modeling the cannon portion itself. So let's go ahead and I'm going to just start off with a fresh new scene. Okay, and the first thing we want to do when modeling this is think about the scale. So how large it's going to be, also what units are we going to model this in. So by default, the scale is set to meters, which 1 meter is right about 3.3 feet. But we're going to go ahead and just adjust this real quickly. So what we can do, we will go to let's see, Windows, Settings/Preferences, and then go to Preferences and open that up. And then if you look on the side, you're going to look for the word Settings. And out here, you can select what working units you want. And I misspoke. In Maya, it is by default centimeters, but when you're in Unity, it goes by meters. So for this case, we're actually going to model it in with the foot increments, and then just that way we have a little bit more control, because that's something that makes a little more sense to us, knowing how large we want to make this. So I'm going to go ahead and change that to foot and hit save, and you'll see the units will change slightly. And so now each square here will equal 1 square foot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just start off by looking at my references. I can just drag this over here real quick for you guys. But what I want to be doing first, I'm going to just roughly box out this this piece right here. So you can see right here I have this. I just want to box this out first. So I want to move my references to my second screen again. I do recommend that as you are modeling this to have this on at all times. So I'm going to go through this fairly quickly. This process, you guys should already be aware of how to do this. We're just kind of refreshing it. So what I want to do here is I'm just going to start off by modeling a cube. I'm going to actually go into my channel box editor here. Oh, let's see, it's not opening for me. There it goes. I want the scale. I want this to be maybe about, I don't know, let's go ahead and make it 4 foot long by maybe 2 foot tall by perhaps, in this case, maybe half a foot in length, or as far as thickness. So we'll go, and so I'm just gonna go to my channel box here and make those adjustments. I want it to be 2 foot tall and 4 feet long. So there's just one, section I'll be using. And in fact, I'm actually going to make this, instead of make this 2 foot wide, and then we'll move this forward. And the reason I'm moving it forward is so that way I can extrude out the other pieces, because as you can see in my my reference, I have my essentially what I just made right here was this piece here, and then we'll be extruding out each one of these like so, all the way out until we have all those pieces. So I'm going to one last thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to add in 4 segments. So to my edge tool, my connect tool, and let's make that 4 segments here. It's hit enter. I might scale this down just a hair and move this up a little bit. So maybe something like that might be good. A little more perhaps. There you go. Alright, so now with that done, I'm going to go to my face selection and I'm going to select these 4 pieces. And then I'm going to extrude this out. So I can extrude this out by holding shift and pulling, so like that. And then I'm just going to deselect this top one here, or select the bottom 3. And I'm going to do another way you can extrude is by going Control E, and then you can just pull on this blue, and that will work as well. And the third way you can do it is go to extrude face, just shift right click and then you pull that out. Personally, I like to just go to the move tool and hold shift. That's the fastest, easiest way for me to do it. So something like that looks pretty good. I think I'm happy with that. So I could go through here and actually get rid of some of these extra polygons for optimization. For the sake of this, I don't think I want to do that yet. But that would be an option if you want to optimize. Well, I guess you probably should. So I'm gonna go ahead and just grab some of these edges here. We'll grab those edges, just remove them. And then I want to grab, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to go my vertex mode. Oh, and I'm just going to lock these to the corners here. And then once I'm done doing that, I'm actually going to go ahead and merge all these together. Low poly. That looks good. Now if I want to, I could come in here and I could, perhaps I'll select some of these edges here and round them out a bit with my bevel tool. Space like that. But with that in mind, do keep in mind that when you do that, you're gonna have to, of course, go through and optimize all these. So I'll do that real quickly. So now I have all this optimized. With the bevels, of course it jumped up in poly count, so we're looking at now about 46 faces, which isn't too bad when we're talking AR. 46 faces is okay. So let's go ahead and now we have that done. Let's just move this over. Let's move over about, I'm guessing we're gonna probably want about 2 feet between. So I'm gonna move this over about 1 rectangle. And I can actually go to my top view here. Let's see, so yeah, maybe, and then I'm going to hit Control D to duplicate this. Now I'm going to move this the other side. In fact, I actually want to delete this, and I want to, holding D, I can move my pivot point, and if I hold X, I'll move it to the middle of the grid. And I can just mirror this over by holding Shift, right click, mirrors over, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to select these two, and I'm just going to hold, or go to delete the history data type. Okay, and so now I have these two pieces. And next what I want to do is I want to start making some of these. If I were to go over to this one here, you'll see we have a couple pieces that come across. And you'll see it kind of come across there as well. So I'm going to make those connection pieces that connect the two sides together, and then we'll move from there. So this one's actually fairly easy. I'm going to start by making a cube. I'll make it roughly about this, the right shape that I want to make it. It doesn't have to be too big. I can actually do this probably in top view, might be a little better. So I'll move this back here. I want this to be maybe this large. Move perspective now, and I want this to be embedded a bit more, so maybe something like this. It's pretty good. I have these faces, in fact. So I'm gonna do for the faces, I have to make these little pivots. And you see right here, we have those little kind of pivots that go out. That should line up with this block. So I'm gonna make those real quickly. So I'm just going to my. Okay, I'm just gonna delete those. Go edge. And then from here I can shoot this like so. Alright, there you go. I'm going to extrude this out a bit. And maybe I can still make this a little more square yet. Okay, and now I'll extrude this out. And then from there, I'll just go ahead and fill the hole on either side. And now I should be able to extrude out a little more. There you go. So I'm going to move this out a bit until I can see everything. And that looks maybe a little bit more. Maybe something like that. It looks pretty good. Okay, so now with that done, I'm going to go my object mode, select this, and I'm just going to isolate with my Shift I. I'm going to delete either side here because I won't be seeing those. I'm going to delete those, and then in fact I could move these portions out just a little more, so something like that. Looks pretty good. So I'm going to hit Shift or Control I. Nope, that's not. Shift I again. And now you can see here, I have that. So I want to do one last thing for this is then I'll go back in here. I'll bevel these edges, something subtle. Just maybe something a little small. There you go, that's pretty good. I can go through here if I want to bevel all of these edges as well. I can do that. Maybe I don't quite need as large of a bevel, so something small just to give it kind of a soft edge, and that's fine there. Okay, so now if I were to move this out, you'll see I have those completed. And I'm just going to go ahead and Control D, duplicate that. I'm going to move this forward a bit, and I think maybe something like that should be good. I'll move it forward just a little bit more. And then I'm going to move all the way to the front here. And then what I'm doing right now is I'm actually looking at my reference on my other screen and just kind of determining where I want these slats to be placed. Something like right about here, and then down a bit. So I have 5 total, and I think that looks just fine there. Let's see. Okay. I'm gonna turn my wireframe just so I can see this a little better, because right now with it all being gray, it's kind of hard to see. Alright, so now I have that done. I do need to make a few more pieces for this. So actually I'm going to cut this video off here, and then in the next video we're going to extend this a little more to keep this nice and bite size. What I'll do in the next video is I'm going to create the kind of the back side of the cannon, and then we'll create the wheels and then the front side of this cannon base as well. So, and then in the third video we'll create the cannon in that video as well.